Daniel Durst is the worst. Daniel Durst is the worst. How do you say that? D-U-E-R-S-T.
Remember, Durst is the worst.
Durst the worst, bitch!
Durst the worst, bitch!
Thanks, Emily. Hi, everyone. I'm Carrie Costello. I am here as somebody short who can't see the podium, as the director of LGBT studies here at UWM. Woot. We are co-sponsors of this event as well. But I'm also here because I am a person who is intersex by birth.
Why not?
So is my wife, in fact. She was surgically assigned male at birth, and I was assigned female. We did a little dosing, which is amusing, but it was also fairly traumatic. And so it is, I know, really important that we engage in intersex advocacy. And it is in this context that I'm really excited to have Pigeon Pagonis here with us today. Pigeon is one of those people that I knew of before I met, so that's pretty cool. And that's also because the intersex advocacy circle is fairly small. And that's just because of where we are as a movement. In terms of being part of the LGBTQIA, etc. Movement, while we all share experiences in common, and some of us even don't know whether or not intersex belongs in that rainbow. I would say it does, because the very idea of heterosexuality is based on the presumption that everybody has a binary sex, and we sort of break that, and as a result people freak out and act oddly. But in terms of this LGBTQIA plus spectrum, while we share these experiences, there's also a lot of differential between what the experiences of the various letters are, and the further out you go, the generally less well-known the issues that need to be addressed are by the public at large. And I can tell you this because here's an example. Recently, I'm illustrating a PowerPoint, and I search LGBT. Do a Google image search of LGBT, and I will tell you what you see. 700 rainbow flags, and then a bunch of marriage equality advocacy photos of white, nicely dressed, cisgender, apparently endosex, same-gender couples who we know wish to marry and live in the suburbs with 2 children and 1.4 dogs. There's a particular image that's been that gets a lot of play in the public eye. And when you go past sexual identity and you start looking at gender identity and then at physical sex, well, in the trans community has complained, and with good reason, that the focus on marriage equality has not given as much attention to trans issues, and that's certainly true. Although last year was supposed to be the trans tipping point. Remember? Time magazine said that. Caitlyn Jenner came out, and we were all going to see, justice and truth rise. We know that that isn't exactly what happened. Here in the moment that we occupy today, trans people are going to be excluded from the military. There's been a lot of retrenchment. And a lot of the legislation that's going on with regard to trans rights is about bathroom bills and banning people from facilities, so that's not what I would call a positive development. But I have to say this. In the United States today, it is really much more common for people to be aware that trans folks exist and that they're fighting for their rights. So visibility in and of itself is important, even when you're politically at a place where there's so much work to do. And when we look at intersex folks, we are not at that place of visibility yet. Now, a lot of that has to do with things Paige is going to talk to us about how the medical profession approaches intersexuality as a disorder and tries to erase us. And as a result, because so many intersex folks are raised either not knowing about their physical status or having been trained from infancy by doctors and parents to hide it. It's an extremely closeted population as a whole. And a lot of endosex, that's, not intersex, folks don't know really that, that we're here at all. A lot of people think intersexuality, that's one of those strange things, it's like being a two-headed cat or something. It's something from a freak show, and are unaware that actually we're as common as folks with green eyes. And this is why it's so important to have visible out intersex advocates. And Pigeon Bonus has been one of those people now for almost a decade, which is a decade, yes? Yeah, it's really impressive, for a long time, yeah, for a long time. And that's really important, and not just an advocate, and not just an articulate and well-spoken and engaging advocate, but also somebody who has been doing advocacy in the way I would say is the right way. And that is, not like giving lip service to the idea of intersectionality, but demanding that intersex advocacy not be whitewashed, and that, it not be about the most privileged folks among intersex community, and that it be something for all of us. So that's super important. And Pigeon has been involved in intersex advocacy since being a youth leader, and now as a mature advocate. And in impressive ways that have resulted in stuff like winning a 2015 White House, what's it called, Agent of Change? Champion of Change, that's it, award. That's really impressive, so I'm impressed, you should be impressed. And I really look forward to Pigeon's talk, and I'm sure you will enjoy listening to them talk as well. And so I will turn it over to Pigeon.
What is up, everybody? Wow, Facebook said 36 people coming. I was like, that means 18. Then there's 1,800. And the tech stopped working, that was cute. So I usually like to play music as you guys walk in, but the audio's not working. I see the police are here, that's cute. Oh, they left, okay. So I was recently up in Wisconsin, actually, again, at UW Whitewater, and it was coming out day, and I was giving a talk. And I just got to the part of Black Lives Matter, Free Palestine. And I looked to the right and there's a cop in the corner. I'm like, what the fuck? And later on, the LGBT coordinator was like, what they gotta tell me if a cop is coming? So it was really interesting, but the cop left. Is there any more facility people in the house? The facilities, I don't see them. Cause yeah, I was wondering if we could move this, if you guys see facility people. Cause I feel bad for y'all. Plus there's a screen and it kind of gets cut off. But if it can't be moved, it's cool. So, my name is Pigeon. I am intersex. Well, before I say all that, I want to say thank you so much to the LGBTQ Resource Center on this campus. Thank you so much, especially to Yanette, who I met in Chicago a few years ago, and they're not here, they're in Mexico, but they helped put this together. Thank you so much to, yay, I see. Somebody tell Yanette that the crowd went crazy. Yeah. I love Yanette.
The emotion toward me just now.
Also, thank you to
see that?
Sarah
Yeah, they want you.
from that center.
So we're at the wrong event, aren't
From
we?
that center.
I don't know.
What? Excuse me?
We're crazy, dude.
Shout out to Jams.
Why do you want to leave?
What?
Why do you want to leave?
Because you have the IWW people who are conspiring with the UWM campus police and the events faculty people with the name tags to target you. That's a very bad combination.
Let's stand our ground, dude.
No, I'm taking off.
Dude, come on, man.
No, it is weird.
Thank you so much.
The fact that the facilities people are taking orders from the IWW individuals is very odd, don't you think?
Is there anyone else I should say?
Yes.
If you forget their names, their shirts, their roses are red.
It's like
So you know.
victim
shout
of
out
some
to Tech who brought 6
non-existent
different
mental
cords out and
forces.
tried 6 different ways. Thank you
I'd
so
really
much,
go to a
facilities,
thing
and
going on in
bringing
20
chairs
minutes
out.
up at the GMCC,
And
because
shout out
that,
to
now
you
that's
for coming out, I think it's
interesting.
Thursday.
Yeah, that's
Coming
good.
out on
That's good.
Thursday.
This is
You could be at the club. You supposed to be here with me and Rosie and their brother Silas. What's good, Silas? Rocking that Adidas. I see you. Hey, Tech or facilities. Is it possible to move this out of the way, like back a little bit, so they're not blocked from seeing the screen? But I don't know if it is. But if it is, that would be awesome. Show me your muscles. Yes, yes, yes. You got it. Good job. I feel like, yeah. Can it go back even more? I know, I'm so needy. It's because I'm a hermaphrodite. We're all needy. We're like, got needs of men, needs of women, needs of intersex people. We got all the needs. Cool. That's good. Work. Ooh, what happened? What happened? Oh, smart. Okay, cool. That is smart water, actually. That's not a plug. I wish people gave me free stuff to plug. Cool. My name is Pigeon, and I finally feel free, like I could talk to you all. And I have like this great idea, facilities people. I could just put the microphone near my laptop, and we could have solved that whole issue. But cool. So I am non-binary. Does everyone know what binary means? Is there one brave person that's gonna say they don't know what binary means? Thank you. Even if you're lying, just to help me. Thank you. Oh, what's your name? Colton. All right, I'll tell you, Colton, what binary is. Binary is just a fancy schmancy word, which we talked about today in our panel, for opposites, right? Complete opposite categories. That's just the word for binary. So 2 things that are completely opposite. Does anyone have an example of a binary?
Good and evil.
What? Oh, good and evil, yes.
A lot of people think it's like gay or straight.
Gay or straight.
Black and white.
Black and white. Anything else? On and off. Anything else?
Male and female.
Male and female. Who said that? That is you. Thank you. Thank you for setting me up. Male and female. So this is the binary at the root of all my life issues and problems. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But binaries can apply to everything, but today I'm going to speak specifically about the binary of sex, being male and female, which are supposedly completely opposite, and gender, which is masculine and feminine, and also supposedly completely opposite, and how those 2 are supposed to line up and how they often don't. And I forgot that I have a remote. Okay. So, hello. As I said, I'm Pigeon. I'm non-binary, I'm intersex, I am queer, I am tender, I would say I'm a soft butch. I used to play softball. Basically, I'm a motherfucking special snowflake. Yes, I love snowflakes and I am one. And today, the most important thing, I love this new illustrations I found. I am intersex. Oh, I'm also white and Mexican. But today, the identities of what I'm going to talk about is going to focus on intersex. So, you may know my name is Pigeon. And you may think of me as a rat with wings. But fear not. I'm just a hermaphrodite with wings. Not really a rat with wings. When you look up the word hermaphrodite, this image always comes up. It's like some Greek painting on a thing, a vase. And this thing always comes up and I'm like, hell yeah, that's me. I'd be flying around. When I was in church as a kid, I was like, I just want to come back as an angel so I could fly, God, please. Let me come back as an angel. And so I really identify with this image. And when I was born, soft little cuddly me, this person, was seen as a threat to the binary, as a threat to the sex and gender binary. But interestingly enough, I shouldn't have been seen as that. Because in fact, we all start out life sex neutral, just like this baby pigeon. If you've never seen a baby pigeon before, here you go. You're welcome. They're rare. But before 4 months in the uterus, we all start out with sex undifferentiated genitalia, which I learned so wonderfully from Dr. Carrie Gestapo back in the day, like this year, at UWM Milwaukee, right here. And if you see these purple blobs on the top and the left and the right, those are gonadal tissue. And all of you guys in this room, all of you people in this room started out in the uterus. By the way, there's like 5 people.
The thing that bothers me about this place, right, is that the police, these activist groups, and the plant workers are all in cahoots with each other.
Daniel Curse is the worst. Daniel Curse is the worst. How do you say it? D-U-E-R-S-T.
Remember, Durst is the worst.
Durst the worst, bitch!
Subscribe, bitch!